I'm back wearing a different hat. I'm now the production coordinator, and what I want to do here is go and make sure that all the feedback has been addressed before I send this off to Editorial. So I'm going to navigate into the sequence and find the revision where it says that the feedback has been addressed, and now I'm inside of the sequence. So I can see there's quite a few comments. There's updated numbers on the panels, meaning that there's revisions. So I want to go to the panel filter, and I want to filter out everything except for the commented ones. This way I can focus in on what needs to be addressed. So I'm going to go and look at the comment. I'll hover over, select the comment, and then I can see that there's a variation here. So I'm going to choose which one I feel is working better, and I like the larger one. So now I'm going to check off these comments, and then notice that the comment icon has now disappeared from that panel. Now I'm going to continue and go through the rest of these and make sure that all the revisions have been addressed, and then I will finish up with that. Okay, at this point, everything looks good. I'm going to save this with a comment that it was reviewed and approved, and I want to send this off over to Editorial. So I'm going to use the Publish to Editorial button. So from here, we have some options, and we can generate a contact sheet, generate a dialog file. I definitely want those two on. And we can even leave a comment if we want. Now, the published directory is already set for us. We can see that below, and that's because if you remember earlier on, we set that up and we enforced that at a show level. So I no longer have to worry about what path it's going to go into, as well as the naming conventions. Let's press publish. So Flix is now generating everything that we requested. We're getting that contact sheet that's being generated, the dialogue, as well as the images for publishing. So not only that, it's going to also send an automated email to everyone in production notifying that something's been pushed to Editorial. So once that's done, the publishing folder will automatically open up, and inside of here you can see that we have all our AAFs, we have our contact sheet, as well as the dialogue. So let's look at the naming convention for a second. If you remember earlier when we first set up our project, in the management console we enforced the naming convention at a studio level, and how we set up the editorial sequence was the show tracking code, the sequence tracking code, and then the sequence revision number. Now if we look at what's been published on disk, we could see that there's our show tracking code, THP, our sequence tracking code, which is 01, and the version of the sequence revision. So we've automatically generated this nice, tidy naming convention. So let's open up the contact sheet for a second. So the contact sheet has a lot of great information that's going to be passed along to Editorial. They can take a look at this as they're setting things up, and this way they'll know if there's any new panels that have been created. They'll be marked with that new tag that we see on top of here. Now currently everything has it because this is our first pass to Editorial, so everything is considered new. Now it's up to the editorial department to go and grab the AAFs and the dialog file and import the edit into Avid.